Howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy to be here and happy you're here with me. And if you're new here and enjoy this type of content, I hope you'll subscribe. My name is Heather. This is Southern Gals Crochet. Hi and welcome back. Okay, so this is take 2. On my, not last video, but the video before that, somebody had mentioned that my new camera has like a background noise. Well, I'm pretty sure that was the air conditioner, but I thought, well, maybe this time I will use my microphone and that might eliminate any kind of background noise. I did my video, I went to my computer, and I was trying to edit it, and I was like, there's no sound. I mean, I could just barely hear myself talking. So, that obviously did not work. So, if there is still a background noise, I do apologize. I don't know how I'm going to fix that, especially in the summer months when it's really hot. And so bear with me. We may be experiencing technical difficulties. Okay, so this week's video, if you haven't, you obviously saw the thumbnail. This is all of the, not all, this is a very small portion of the patterns that I have purchased and have not made. Because that portion is probably this big and I use this much of it. So, I just thought, I had mentioned that I wanted to do that with my Ribbler patterns that I have been saving. But I decided that I really do need to tackle the patterns that I've actually paid money for and get those done. Because, I paid money for them, so obviously I really need to do them. And I just, I hate throwing away money. So, there you go. And I decided to, instead of tackling patterns that I purchased a jillion years ago and still have not made, I decided to only go as far back as last year. So these are patterns that I purchased early in last year that I still haven't gotten around to making. And I will tell you how I liked them, what I used, what materials I used, and of course, I will link everybody's patterns down in the description. And so, let's just get started. Because the first pattern on this list was amazing. I loved it. Okay. So, first pattern on the list was these little geese. Little bitty, tiny geese. Like a little bit bigger than, I guess, a keychain size. I don't know. Some people might actually put a keychain on them. I don't know. To me, they came out really small. But, I used, see, these ones are, I used, they're just like one row shorter. And that's just from tension from this. This yarn was actually, I believe, Baby Snuggle. And this yarn was Honey Bunny. And both of those are Hobie yarns. But this pattern is by Tony at Toy Story Patterns AU. Her Etsy shop is Toy Story Patterns AU. And this is just the cutest little goose. And I just enjoyed the heck out of this pattern. I had absolutely no problems with this pattern. It was a great start to my, look what I made. Look what I purchased and finally made. This was a great pattern. I had no problems with it. And I enjoyed it so much that I went ahead and made 2 more in larger yarns. So like this is the small gray versus the large gray. And the large gray is Home Slim. And the large white, which is just a little bit, I don't know why, and they came out pretty close this time. This is Sweet Snuggles Light. Yeah, Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim versus little Baby Snuggle. But I enjoyed the heck out of this pattern a lot. So I definitely think this is going to become a permanent fixture in my booth if they sell. So that's so cute. They're so cute. Alright, and number 2 is isn't he so adorable? He's a little caterpillar. This pattern is the medium size crochet caterpillar pattern by Crochet Grove. And oh my god, so cute. Cute. And I actually had no problems with this pattern at all. This pattern is spot on, not an issue. And I made this with a variation of different yarns. This yarn, toucan. This yarn, also toucan. This yarn is Honey Bunny. And this yarn is Baby Snuggle. And I want to say Honey Bunny Sparkle is the legs. So yeah, a little bit of everything, but all basically the same size yarn. Basically. I say basically because the toucan is definitely larger than the Baby Snuggle, which of course, I don't know if you can tell very well, but the bottom one is just a little bit smaller than all the rest. So, but I enjoyed this pattern. This pattern was absolutely wonderful from the get-go. It was really easy. And so we're going to put these away, the geese and the caterpillar. And we're going to grab this before it falls. It fell anyway. What can you do? Next up is Cactus. Well, you know, I do live in Texas, so Cactus is a pretty popular item out here. And it's also popular with the tourists, you know, who want to take a little taste of home. Like, oh, we went to Texas, you know, kind of thing. So, first up, I made these all into keychains. And it is a cactus. I changed the base slightly. The base is actually supposed to be more rounded, like a dirt. But I decided to change it to a boxy base instead, so that it actually does sit up. When you try hard enough, it'll stand up. But anyway, I just thought that one was cute. It kind of looks like a lipstick. But anyway. And then there's this one. It's got a little purple flowers. Peach flower. And this is my favorite one. This is a prickly pear, which we have everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. In my front yard. It's not just everywhere as in a general term. It's in my front yard. Growing wild. But yeah, I really like the prickly pear. So, those were really easy except for the fact that they were so small. The pattern, if I'm not mistaken, really called for a even smaller hook. I don't know. I can't remember now. It's been a while. It's been a few days. I've slept since then. But anyway, I love the cactus. And so I'm actually adding a little bit more to my keychains. I took my first keychain to market. It did not sell. But it's probably because I only had one. And I didn't really have a good way to display it. Alright. Next up is my favorite. My favorite. And if he doesn't sell, he's staying with me because he's my favorite. He's a big guy. I better back up a little. Oh, isn't he adorable? So I didn't quite finish him. Because he's holding the planet just by bobby pins. I didn't quite finish. So, yeah. But he is absolutely stunning. He's got felt eyes, and the pattern actually comes with a really good print out of the eyes for you to use as a template. So I loved that. And I really think they came out awesome. You could definitely, if you had the fancy equipment, you could definitely make really interesting eyes. She actually has on her demonstration ones some really neat looking eyes. But of course I don't have that kind of technology in my house or brain power either. So, but if you do, that would be great because they look absolutely adorable on her thing. I actually did mine in Home Slim, and it's kind of a grayish green color, and I wanted it to be a big item. I didn't want it to be small. I had already been working on a lot of small items, so I really wanted to change. And of course she has different things it can hold. It can hold a heart, a planet, or Something else. I don't remember. The reason why I don't remember is because I was struggling between the heart or the planet. But I really love the planet. And in case you don't know, I am a sci-fi kind of girl. I love this. It's going to be hard for me to sell this. But I definitely have to finish it. I was just trying to find the right placement, and I pinned them in place with bobby pins, and then I forgot. I was tired and went to bed, and I forgot to finish it. So, yeah. I love him. He's adorable. He might stay here with me. He might. Oh, I forgot to mention, all of these keychains that I made, I used Baby Snuggle, Pom Pom, and Honey Bunny. I think maybe one of these I think maybe this green was Parfait Chunky, maybe. But all basically the same size yarns. Okay, well, we'll just keep this little baby right here. Alright, so next up is this guy. Okay, so next up is my very first mermaid. Oh, have I failed to tell you this? I think I have. Okay, so, yeah, I think I have. The goose was Toy Story Patterns AU. All of these are Etsy patterns that are purchased on Etsy. The caterpillar was by Crochet Grove. And the keychains were by Lavender Loop Crochet. I will have all the links down in the description. And the Cosmo, this is Cosmo, the alien with his planet. And that is by Hanner Gurumi. Hanner. And he just lost his planet. So, we'll just take that out. He just lost his planet. So next up is this mermaid. And the mermaid is by Madeline Mako. And the original pattern actually called for long strands that twisted on each other. But no matter how much I tried to get this yarn to twist, it would not. It was actually, the yarn I used was toucan, and yeah, it won't twist. So after 3 attempts of trying to get it to twist, I decided to just go with a ponytail with a little bow on top. And so yeah, she has a ponytail. This is my first mermaid. I'm not really a mermaid kind of girl, but I'm sure there are a lot of them out there that are. So I finally made my first mermaid. That's the only problem I had with this pattern, was the hair. Other than that, it was a wonderful pattern. So, let's see. Next up, we did a mermaid. And then we did this Triceratops. This Triceratops was, it was okay. let's just put it that way. It was okay. The reason why I say that is because in the pattern, she has, you put the eyes in after you have done the back loops only on this round right here. So you're supposed to use those as an alignment for your eyes, right? Well, obviously I can't see straight or something because I had to, later on after you go back and put the frill on, I had to rip it out 3 times before I finally figured out how to get it kind of lined up with the eyes, because I don't think you can see, but I have some extra front loops only sticking out over here because it didn't line up. And so if I was to make this again, I would definitely put the eyes in after you've gone back. Like, I would stop right here at the neck and put the frill on and then put the eyes on and then continue, is what I would do instead of putting the frill on after you've already completed the item and attached the eyes. It's a little bit backwards there for me. But I also decided to make the legs go outward instead of standing. And I just thought that was a lot cuter, in my opinion. I mean, it's already cute. You really can't really get much cuter than that, I don't think. But, yeah. Good pattern. Just a little tweak I would have done in the, if I make it again, I'm definitely going to do that. But excellent pattern. And that pattern is by, the Triceratops is by Meg's Makes Patterns. It's a good pattern, just I would tweak it just a little bit. Alright, so we are finally at Wednesday. So we will show you what I finished. This doesn't go with patterns that I purchased, but this goes with what I did for the week. I finished these. I finished my light bulbs for the market, for my booth. It is 3 colors. No, it is 3 of each color, and each color, there are 4 different colors. Yellow, orange, red, and blue. And I put about a foot in between each one. I would undo it and show you, but God, it took forever to get. This thing is heavy. It's actually pretty heavy. I can feel it right here in my arm, trying to hold it up. So, I finally got the lights finished. That was Wednesday. That was also the day that I kind of took my time. I just sat back and watched a whole bunch of 911. It's my new show that I've been watching that apparently has been on for a long time, but it's new to me. So I've been binge watching that. And so I just kind of sat back and binge watched a bunch of 911 while getting these lights done. I have a little hair bugging me. Alright. And next up is another really good pattern. This is a Flamingo by Crochet by Jenna. And I used Posh yarn, and I think it looks actually pretty good in that, I think it's called shrimp pink, shrimp color. I think it looks pretty good in that color. But I really didn't have a really good color for the legs, so I just grabbed a light pink. I do believe the light pink is Baby Bear, not Posh. But the only thing I would warn you about on this pattern is that she tells you to put the eyes on this round, this certain amount of space apart. But she doesn't actually tell you what stitch to put the eyes in. So I put them in best as I could. I was thinking, well, that looks pretty good, right? But then when I went to go put the wings on, I had to adjust where those went. She does say where to put the wings on, but she also does say, based on your tension and crochet style, you may have to adjust those. So yes, I did have to adjust those. As well as the legs, I had to adjust where those went as well. But it's all no-sew, and it's just absolutely adorable. I mean, it's adorable. I love it. Love it. And I really think that one is going to end up being in my booth as a permanent fixture in my booth, because one, it's really easy to make, and two, I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go pretty quickly because it's so cute. Alright, and so next up was we're on yesterday. This was yesterday morning, and yesterday afternoon, let me tell you, I started this pattern. It is called Carlos the Bear. So I got all my colors ready, and I'm ready to dive in. And right from the get-go, the pictures, the main picture, the presentation picture is gorgeous. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is nice. But when you open up the pattern, the pictures do not look like what your presentation picture looks like, you know. So that confused me right off the get-go, you know. I was like, okay. She does explain that she used brown to show you better, right, instead of black. But the side profile of the nose muzzle area, which is where you start, was just like, what? I mean, like, what? And okay, the pattern itself is not, I can't say that it's bad, but right off the bat, it's a little confusing. And the more I got into it, the more I was like, okay, I'm so over this. I'm just so over this pattern. It's not a divisible by 6 or divisible by 8 kind of pattern. It's just a lot of uneven numbers, and just, I don't know. Just right from the get-go, it gave me a bad feeling, and so I just went, I did not have a good vibe off of it. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I can fix this. Maybe I can just, work it kind of each line, restructure it just a little bit, to make it more cohesive. And the more I got into it, which I barely got past the head part, I didn't even get to the ears part, and I was just like already almost 3 hours into it, and I was like done. That's it. I'm over it. I'm out of here. And I ripped it out, and that was it. I will not be revisiting that pattern at all. That was just, it may have been, and I'm gonna give myself the benefit of the doubt. I'll give the pattern the benefit of the doubt. I may have been overthinking it, as my brain tends to do that. I've been accused of doing that a lot in my life, of overthinking it. So that may have been what was happening, but even so, it may be a good pattern. I just can't get past the fact that the photos look nothing like the presentation photo, and the nose structure looked so weird to me that I couldn't even give it a chance. To be honest, I just couldn't give it a chance. So that's on me. I will put the pattern in the description below, because I did try it. I didn't completely try it because it just, it put me over, it put my irritation level up too high. And that could be just me. I'm just saying. It could be just me. So if you want to try it, it's a really cute bear in the presentation photo. So if you want to try it, go ahead. If you have tried it, let me know what you thought of it. It's Carlos the Bear, and the designer is Sandra Crisscross. And, if you've tried it and you enjoyed it, please tell me. Do I just need to get over myself and trust the process? Maybe? I don't know. It was really hard. Okay, so I don't have anything to show you about that pattern because I ripped it out and balled up the yarn and saved it for something else. And I was thinking while I was there, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just switch over to the new bear pattern that I just bought from Snugglebeans Crochet. And then I was like, nope, stick to the plan, Heather. So I scrapped the bear and I moved on. Okay, so my moving on took me to a lamb pattern by Mrs. Chance Crochet. And it was a farm animals bundle. And I wanted to do the lamb because I have a wool fest coming up, And, okay. So, I'm going to try to show you without actually showing you. So, there is the head, right? So, the head is supposed to be smaller than the body, because it's going to get a top piece over like this, It's going to get a top piece. And I did this piece in burlap blanket almond. So there you go. There's the head. Nice and cute. I decided to do embroidered eyes. And then I moved on to the body. And I got the body done. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, whoo, I'm halfway there, you know. I sewed the body onto the head. The body is supposed to be bigger than the head. It did not happen. Apparently, this is the largest white I have, and it's burlap baby blanket white. And so obviously it came out a lot smaller than the regular burlap blanket. And so this is probably going to end up being scrapped, and I will have to either start over or move on. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. Because once I realized this mistake, I was like, oh, crap, I might as well go to bed, you know. And so, yeah, I don't know if that's going to get redone or scrapped. I couldn't tell you. But I did look at the pattern. I didn't find anything weird or hinky about the pattern. It looked really straightforward. But I just chose the wrong yarns. That was user error. Okay. And this morning, I don't know if any of you saw my post on Instagram. Yes, I don't post very often on Instagram, but I just thought maybe y'all would find it funny that I had lost my mind a little bit. So on my Instagram post, I got a bag of pom-poms in the mail. Well, yes, I ordered them. And I decided to separate them all into individual colors. So I had a whole bunch of little bowls, and I was putting little pom-poms in each little bowl of their color. Why? I'm just nuts that way. It came in a bag of all mixed up colors, and I'm like, what if I just want one color, you know? So yeah, I divided them up into individual colors and rebagged them and put them all the little bags back in the big bag, and so that way when I can want a certain color, so I don't have to dig for it and make a mess. I have a reason behind the madness. Oh. So, anyway, and also, I don't know if y'all remember, but last year I kind of dabbled a little tiny bit in wire art. And so, this year I made this Christmas tree. And it has like a round base so it can stand. And it's a little Christmas tree. And I used all those little pom-poms and glued them all together and put them on the tree. So, if it doesn't sell, I might actually keep it because, I mean, I totally could make it again, but boy, putting all those little pom-poms together was a little tedious. That's what I did last night after I gave up on this. I was like putting all the little pom-poms glued together. But yep, pretty cute. Pretty cute. Alright, well, that is it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 9 patterns, but only 7 of them actually made it to being made to completion. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm definitely going to do this again, probably this coming week, just because I really need to focus on bringing back into my booth some new, fresh ideas, you know, because, you know, I don't want to get it stale to where people come and see my booth, oh, it's the same old stuff, you know. I want some new stuff, which I like making new stuff sometimes, unless the pattern drives me crazy, and then we're over it. Move on. Alright, well, bye-bye.